Yeah, welcome to a new tutorial series here on my channel. This is the tutorial for advanced Java. I will show some things you don't see that often in Java, but which can be really useful. And today I want to show you something about the JXTreeTable. So for those who don't know what a tree table is, this is what we want to reach. This is a simple table in Java where some rows are collapsible. They have an own heading, and if you press on the heading you collapse them in or out. And what you need to do for this is you need the SwingX Labs. SwingX Labs you find on http swingx.java.net, and then you go to the downloads, releases, and you download the SwingX 1.6.4 binaries. If you have done this, you can create a new Java project. I call it YouTube Java. And you create a new folder, or however you want to insert the library into your program project, and then you copy the file here, say add to build path, and now it's in your project. So we can start adding a new package, so table package, and say agree package. This is just for here we really actually create our window where we show the tree table, and here we have everything needed for the table to get created. And we need some classes for I just will create the classes, then I will fill them. So we need a class called the child node. We will need a class root node, and we need a class node, and we need a class tree table. So these are the four classes we need, and the tree table is our main class, or our class which combines all these nodes in it, and all these nodes extend from our node class. And in our node class we will create a, and our node needs to extend from the abstract mutable tree table node, which is part of the SwingX library we added. And then we need to add some unimplemented methods. So get the column count. So first we need to create a constructor to be sure we get the right objects to fill our node object, and this just called data. So we need an array of objects which are present in our tree table, and the column count is just how many datas are in our node element, and the value is the same. So we need a method to get the data in our object called getData, and to return an object array of the getUser object. The getUser object basically gives us all the objects stored in our tree table, and now we can say return getData length. So this is the column count, and here we return the getData of the I will change this to column index. So this is all we need, and then our node object is already finished. We now go to the child node. The child node needs a constructor, and yeah, this is all we need. The child node, we could normally take also the node class directly, but this will make the code more readable later when we have many node objects. We know this is the child node, this is the root node, and so we don't need to mess up with this. So again, we need a constructor here, but this time it's not data because our root node will only get a string with it. So there we need a key, and then we can just say new object. Oops. Object key. So this must be lowercase. And yeah, then we have our three node objects, node classes, sorry, ready, set up, and we can go to our tree table. The tree table is where we will actually create the tree table, create the nodes, and append the nodes to each other and to the root, to our tree table. So we will create some variables here. First of all, the headings, which yeah, are our column headings. So I just named them column 1 and so on, just to demonstrate. So then we need a node root, or root node, where we will append every other header nodes added to it, and then we will create a private default mutable tree model, default tree table model, sorry, and call it model, and then we need a private JXTreeTable. This is our actual control we will create, and private list string. So this will be the content in our table we will show. And yeah, this content I will show you later how we will I will show you right now to better understand how the content will be added. So we create a new class here and call it show JXTreeTable. So this is our actually GUI where we put our main in, and where we create our JFrame. So what am I doing here? JFrame, and now we create our list of content. Array list. We'll need to import this, and yeah, now we'll just paste this in here. So this is basically the content we add. We add a heading, then we add sub-elements, which the difference between a heading and a sub-element is the heading is only one one element, and the content can be as much elements as one. So you could add here simply another one. You just have to define a new heading title, so otherwise it would be empty. And this is how it will be stored, as I showed you here, heading and sub elements. You will see when we start the program. But this is how the content is in here, and now we need to work with this content in our tree table model object. So we'll first need a tree table constructor, so we can get the content we need. So, and then we store it in our content variable. So now we can create our method which will create the JXTreeTable. I call it getTreeTable, which returns the JXTreeTable component, and return table. We already set the variable here, and now we need to initialize this. So we create a new root node with I just call it root. You won't see this. This is just our node. We append where we can append our child nodes. So I create a child node, call it my child, and then we will run through all the data from our content, and for every content we find there, we create a new child object, child node with this data. Then we can say if the data length is less than 1, so then we add the root to it, and we create our child object. So we'll set the current top level node to our child object, else we will add a new child object to our current node child. So now we need to create a model, default TreeTable model, which gets our root node for where all the content is in now, and we need to give the headings to the model. Now we create the table, JXTreeTable, where we can give the model to, and then this I guess I mistyped default TreeTable model. There it is. And now we say table. So this is actually all we need. I now say some graphical options. So horizontal and vertical grid should be shown, and column control. This is a really nice feature. I will show you what it exactly means. And pack all just means it fits all the sizes of the columns to its content, so it sets the optimal content. And now I go to my JXTreeTable class, and I create my TreeTable object, new TreeTable with the content test frame. So I set the size to something bigger than default, because otherwise it would be a little bit too small, and I will set the layout to border layout. There it is. And then we can add our JXTreeTable in a like a normal JTable in a scroll pane, and get TreeTable, and we will put it to the center. So that visible true, so we can see it, and that's all we need. So now we can run our program, and you see it's working. You can collapse those rows here, you can select whatever you want, you have here a single row where only the first heading is set, and what was meant by the where was it here? The set column control visible is this in the top right. You can say column 1 disappear or column 2 disappear, and you can say only those crowbars should be enabled, fit all sizes of the columns. You can directly switch them around as you want to. That's a very good possibility. The JXTreeTable also supports to render the cells, so change the colors, the fonts, and also. But yeah, this is some more complex, but we don't need this for this tutorial, maybe in another tutorial. So this is the basic working of JXTreeTable. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to write a comment, and yeah, hope I see you soon.